friends, my name is Professor M.S.Rao. I am going out to enjoy the nature. I am in Seattle right now, and I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And I am a survivor of brain stroke in the year 2021. So this is the house where my younger son Ramakrishna Sai lives, and currently it is drizzling. These are the houses in and around our home in Seattle. Now I'll share with you a couple of stories on life and leadership in this video. I'm basically an author, researcher and storyteller. I enjoy sharing my stories to impact humankind. And today is Sunday. Usually Saturday and Sunday there will be a hectic activity because people are on the move. So they out to enjoy weekends. Of course, they are also celebrating happy holidays in America. So let me introduce myself. My name is Professor M.S.Rao. I have authored 53 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. I have 43 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching and training. I am a late bloomer, dyslexic, ADHD, and add to that the brain stroke worsened my health in the year 2021. And I don't get any pension, and I don't have any regular income. And I'm 61 years old. I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. My life is full of struggles and sufferings. Despite all the challenges, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix. This is briefly about my introduction. Now I'll share with you a couple of aspects of life and leadership. I'm an author, researcher and storyteller. I create my own stories and share them to make a difference and impact humankind. And I have chronic back pain since 2007, and that was the basic problem. Second thing is I have a brain stroke. Second problem. Third problem is that I have internal allergies. So lots of health complications I am having. And despite having all the challenges, I am not giving up. I am very positive by nature. It's very cold in Seattle. It's slightly drizzling. Yesterday also it was drizzling, so that's why I'm coughing. So here people enjoy dog walking. They walk with their dogs and they enjoy their life. The quality of life in America is really incredible and amazing. Okay, now let me talk about the Seattle story. I'm in Seattle, and for more than 4 months I'm in Seattle. I love this place very much. Now we entered into winter season. It's very cold, and add to that it's slightly drizzling now in Seattle. The weather in Seattle is unpredictable. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes drizzling, sometimes it is raining, it is sometimes foggy. Like that, the weather is unpredictable in Seattle, and we have crossed fall season. We entered winter, so it's very difficult for us to walk. Because we expect snow very soon. So until then, I want to go for a walk and enjoy my I enjoy sharing my stories with others. and I am an author, researcher, and I create models, methods, frameworks, and I create perspectives and philosophy. Recently I started my own philosophy a month ago. I am very curious and creative by nature, and I am very workaholic, and I am very much focused on what I do. So focus is the key in my life. So I am very much focused and workaholic. So when I take up an activity or task, so I do my best irrespective of the outcomes. Outcomes are not our control. So what we have to do is we have to focus on our goals, and we have to work towards our goals consistently. I believe in consistency and persistence, and of course I am also patient. Once in the past I was not patient, but after the brain stroke I became very much patient. So I am more cautious also. But of course with time and with experience, life changes. So my life has changed with time and with my experiences. Good morning. So I have the habit of talking to unknown people. I saw this guy, he was walking just now. I talk to unknown people so that somewhere something new I can learn. So we are very happy. Especially I am very happy to talk to unknown people, strangers, so that I learn something. If I learn something, that I will share with the people. I believe in acquiring my knowledge and sharing my knowledge. Sharing is caring. That's what I stick to it. I share my knowledge, and I am passionate about acquiring knowledge and sharing my knowledge. I emphasize learning, unlearning, and relearning. Now again, when we come back to Seattle, Seattle is a very beautiful city, and it is more expensive than Texas, and it is less expensive than New York. And I visited a couple of places in Washington, and I visited a couple of places in New Oregon, Portland and New Salem. We visited, so we enjoyed. So far we have visited two states in United States of America, and we are in Seattle because my younger son moved from Dallas to Seattle, and right now he is working in Seattle. What happens next, that we can't predict. So future can't be predicted, but the present must be experienced. So I am experiencing my life now. So both Seattle and Bellevue are just like twin cities of Telangana in India. Both are close by, and it takes 20 minutes drive from Seattle to Bellevue. So there are so many other places in and around these two cities. So we visited, and we enjoyed our precious moments. And thanks to my younger son Ramakrishna Sai, he sponsored for our tour, ticketing, everything. And we are in America because of my younger son. Of course, my younger son has lots of challenges, but gradually is overcoming the challenges. Of course, life itself is full of challenges. So despite challenges, my younger son takes care of me and my wife. So we are very happy. My wife and I are very happy with my younger son Ramakrishna Sai. So this is about my younger son. Now when we talk about Seattle is a very good city, and people respect diversity, they respect LGBT, and people are amicable and adjustable, and they are warm and friendly. So these are my observations, and there is less crime rate and more of opportunities in the USA, because things are very strict and organized in USA. So overall America is good and great. Of course, America has got its own challenges that we can't share exactly. Every country has got strengths and weaknesses, and when we talk about strengths, the strengths are more than the weaknesses. The biggest strength is that democracy trumps in America. Of course, democracy trumps not only in America but also in India and various countries. So now I don't want to get into political aspects. So coming back to the Seattle, there are some couple of companies like Alaska Airlines, Boeing, Microsoft, Amazon, Costco, Starbucks, Northstorm. These are all the companies. They are doing good, and because the entrepreneurs had a vision very long back, and a few survived and succeeded. When you look at Jeff Bezos, he started from a garage and started books. So the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So Jeff Bezos and other entrepreneurs, they took their first step and they left their prints. So life is like that. So when it is possible for Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and it's possible for others also. But again, it all depends upon the individual and his or her areas of interest and how he wants to move. That's up to the individual, right? And entrepreneurship is thriving in Seattle, and as I said, there are successful entrepreneurs, and very few succeeded, but majority of the entrepreneurs fail. Once when they fail, what they do, they learn lessons, and then again they explore other ways and means. That's how these entrepreneurs do it. So entrepreneurship is a dog fight. Entrepreneurship is for brave-hearted, not for the faint-hearted. And still it's worth exploring entrepreneurship, because some people might think entrepreneurship is very risky. Life itself is risky. So life itself is very risky. What happens next, that we can't predict about life. So not to take a risk is also a risk. So you have to take a risk if you want to grow in life and when you want to impact the world. So this is about impacting. There are 8 billion people. They have 8 billion stories, and no two stories are similar. All have their own unique stories. For instance, 8 billion people means 8 billion stories are there. So it's life. Every 8 billion people have their own challenges, and they can't share all the challenges with their others. So but still we have to share our stories individually, or in whatever the area or aspect you want to share. You can share your personal stories, professional stories, and social stories like that. So we have to share stories, because today morning I created 3 quotes on storytelling. So all the the crux of these three stories is that you have to share your story to impact the people, and no two stories are similar, because every story has unique, every individual has their own challenges. This is the essence. But we must love stories. I am a storyteller, so I created three quotes on storytelling. Okay. Now coming back to entrepreneurship, I published 53 books. In fact, I wrote 60 books, but I published only 53 books. I still have 7 books to edit and update and publish. But I have health challenges. My right hand has been paralyzed. My right shoulder is numb. I can't type with my right hand, and I can't eat with my right hand, so it's very challenging. Close to 4 years I have the health challenges, so I'm trying to recover because of my willpower. So hopefully I'll recover from my health challenges, and I'll work on my numbness of my right hand and right hand. Then I would publish I would publish my pending book proposals. Around 7 books are there. So I have to upgrade and publish the 7 books. So out of that 7 books, 1 book is about entrepreneurship. That I am focusing now to edit and upgrade and send it for publication. So again, everything depends upon my health challenges. So my health is not permitting now also. So, but still I am trying my level best. I am typing with my left hand. So this is briefly about Seattle story. I introduced myself, then I shared with you about Seattle story, connecting entrepreneurship, and I made a debut as an author in the year 2010, and I published 53 books, and I published more than 300 research papers, and I published more than 1,000 articles in various international magazines such as Entrepreneur magazine. I still serve on the editorial board of JVPL and DLO of Emerald. So all these things I have done it in a span of I think 14 to 15 years, despite having the health challenges. If my health would have been better, if I didn't have the brain stroke, probably I would have completed my pending 7 proposals. Then I could have grown globally to impact humankind. But okay, no problem. The good news is that I survived brain stroke, and I am able to walk, and I am able to talk. Sometimes I used to stammer. Sometimes I used to struggle to speak. Sometimes I repeat the same thing after the brain stroke. So please empathize with me. And another thing is that I have a chronic back pain. So I am not a digital savvy. So I only upload my raw videos. So please empathize with me. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And I am holding my smartphone with my left hand, and I can't shift my smartphone from my left hand to right hand, as my right shoulder is numb. It's very challenging. So lots of challenges. Despite all the challenges, I am moving ahead. I am doing my best to impact humankind. So this is briefly the things I am doing, and another thing is that I have a chronic back pain, as I told you. So I go for a walk so that I can get relief. That's one thing. And of course, I have been hitting gym for more than 40 years. That's one thing. And I have been waking up every day morning at 4 o'clock. I'm an early bird. So like that, so many things I have been doing. And what I am, while speaking, sometimes I struggle to speak a couple of words. So, but still I am doing it, and I am recording my memories. Why I am recording? Because I want to share my stories. If some of my stories are appreciated by the people, so that serves my purpose. So that's the reason why I am recording my videos and sharing with my networks, because I am already 61. My life is very limited, so I have to do whatever is possible within a limited span, limited time span. So I will do my best. So I am standing here to get the green signal. Once I get the green signal, then I can cross over. So I am just standing here, and today is Sunday. So I am standing here. Yes, we got clearance to walk. Yeah, once I cross the road, I crossed the road. Now I'm very free to talk. So I have been recording in Seattle while walking, because I want to keep them as my memories. And again, when I go back to India, I don't think I'll be able to walk and talk, because I'll be doing workout in the gym. And I have been hitting gym for more than 40 years. Of course, after a brain stroke, for 1 year I didn't go to gym, so I went for walking. So that was a gap. Then again I came to US. Then again when I go back to India, then again I'll go back for I'll hit gym. That's how I do it now. So currently I am sharing my knowledge, so that I can add value, and I'm sharing with you lots of stuff in this video. Some of the things you might appreciate and share with your networks, and at the same time, certain things if you can discard. If you feel that certain aspects are not relevant, you can discard. So I believe in the slogan of learning, unlearning and relearning. So we have to learn, then again we have to unlearn, then again we have to relearn. So life is like that. So take only whatever is required, whatever is not relevant and appropriate, please discard. This is my suggestion from my years of experience. Now I will talk about an interview. I was a host sent a request to me to interview me yesterday. Then I told her to send me the Zoom link or StreamYard link, so that I can share my story on video. So today she responded, it's not a video. You have to type your interview and share. Then it's very problematic, but still what I did, around 1 to 2 hours I sat quietly and I typed with my left hand, and then I and I sent the story to that magazine, and it's very challenging. So I also told the interviewer to edit and publish, because I'm likely to make some mistakes, especially grammatical mistakes, and sometimes I'm confused with the numbers and years. That's the problem. So I told her to edit and upgrade my interview. So 2 hours I sat continuously, and then I created questions and answers. She sent me a format, the questions which are likely to be asked. Then I created questions, then answers, then I updated, then I sent the interview to the host. 2 hours I worked hard, because when I undertake something, I justify what I do it. I work very hard, and I am very much focused on what I do, and I honor the commitments. So I was. So this is about the interview. So nowadays, after the brainstroke, lots of opportunities I got to interview me, but for 1 year I was not able to understand, and I was not able to respond. So 1 year I didn't do anything, except that I utilized my time by watching videos related to education and learning, because anyhow I was not in a mood to understand and type. So what I did was, for 1 year I watched videos on education and learning, because I am passionate about education and learning. So I watched videos, and I was not able to sleep at a particular time because of the brain stroke. So I was not sleeping at a regular time. So I was irregular in my activities because of the brain stroke, but somehow I managed, and slowly I started connecting the dots. So 2 hours I worked very hard, and sent the interview to an international magazine. So hopefully my interview will be published. Okay, that's a different thing. So this was the one thing I did it, and second thing is that, so I'm standing here for my wife to come. Okay, now she has come. So now I will talk about I'll talk briefly about my life. So I will talk about my life journey. Then I will discuss various other aspects. I was born on October 31st, 1963, in a tiny village in India, and I was born into a toxic family and grew up into a toxic environment. My life was full of struggles and sufferings, and for 18 years I could not enjoy my childhood, and sometimes I used to support my father, sometimes I used to clean the utensils, sometimes I used to clean the sometimes I used to serve tea, sometimes I would clean the dishes. So like this, so many things I did. I supported my father, and my father was a litigant and disorganized. That was the problem, and he was an alcoholic, very challenging. And my mother is a naysayer and a toxic, and I was born into a toxic family. That is not in our in our hands. Where you are born, that can't be decided. That is the destiny. So where I was born means that was not in my hands. But I was born into a toxic family. That's very clear. But But what we can do is we can create our own destiny. You, you because your life depends in your hands, and you have to create your own destiny. It's in your hands. So let go and move on. That is a slogan I am sharing with everyone. And so at the age of 18 I had an opportunity to join Indian Air Force, and I was very much happy that I came out of my toxic family, and I was very much excited that I joined the Indian Air Force at the age of 18. And Air Force was a game changer, and I served in the Indian Air Force for 12 years. Then again, people might think that I was a commissioned officer in the Indian Air Force, but the reality was that I served in the lowest rank of a corporal for 12 years in the Indian Air Force. And when I joined Indian Air Force, my salary was around 400 rupees. So every month I used to send my money to support my parents. So then I also gave money for purchasing gold, buying properties. So like there's lots of things I have done. Unfortunately, I was betrayed by my own siblings. So it's very challenging life. So I was born into a toxic family, and I was cursed with toxic siblings, but we can't help. So still I am struggling. I'm 61, still with lots of financial challenges. Luckily my younger son is paying the bills, and is taking care of me and my wife. So we are very happy in that way. So no whining and no complaining. Then after I joined the Indian Air Force, I acquired 6 qualifications. I got a DME from Indian Air Force. I got my BSc from Andhra University, which I discontinued. Then again I continued, and usually degree would take 3 years, but for me it took more than 4 years. And I discontinued, and I continued, and I paid a condonation fee, and I took tests when I was in the Indian Air Force, because in Indian Air Force we get 2 months of annual leave and 1 month casual leave. So 2 months of annual leave, so I utilized for education and learning. So that's how I started my educational life, and I acquired 6 qualifications in the Indian Air Force: DME from Indian Air Force, BSc from Andhra University, MA from Ajmer University, and PGDCLL from Jodhpur University, and PGDBM from Ministry of Defence, MBA from distance education from IGNOU. So all these qualifications were in different areas, and whatever the opportunity I got, I availed, and that's how I led my life. And again, people might think that I acquired all qualifications from reputed universities like Harvard or Cambridge, but the fact is that I was college dropout. Then again I continued my academic journey through private education. So this is briefly about my academic background, and I don't have any guide, I don't have any mentor, I don't have any coach, and nobody came forward to support, nobody helped me financially. On the other hand, my own siblings, they have taken away my wealth, everything. They have exploited me. So this is briefly about my life and challenges. Then again, when I was serving in the Indian Air Force, my father invited me to join for a business. I joined. Unfortunately, my father-in-law and brother-in-law, they backstabbed and betrayed. So I landed on further problems. So you can imagine the kind of challenges I led in my life. Even today also I am leading my challenges with grace and dignity. what can't be cured must be endured. So I am enduring the pain of my life. So this is briefly about that. Then again, I did business which didn't work out. Then finally I became a faculty member in the year 2007, because I had to support my wife and 2 sons, and I got only a salary of 8,000 a month. So that money, with that money I was surviving. And the good news was that I had 6 qualifications, and out of that MBA was required to become a faculty member to teach management subject. So this is how I survived. So precisely, education helped me overcome the adversity. So education is everything. Education helps in many ways. It's not that if you are educated means you should go for employment. It's not exactly that. When you are gifted with education, you can lead your life independently, confidently. You can add value and impact. So but in my personal life, my qualifications helped me, my MBA helped me. Then I became a faculty member in the year 2007, and lots of challenges I had, and I was getting around 8,000, and with that 8,000 I was managing with my wife and 2 sons. Then in the month of December I joined for my Ph.D. So it was a turning point. Ph.D. was a turning point in my life. Why? Because to join for Ph.D. I needed money, so I had money of 10,000. Second thing was I needed to have so here people are dog walking. They are enjoying their lives. So Americans are very lucky. Of course, every country has got its own merits and demerits, but overall when you look at America is gifted with lots of opportunities. Okay, now let me continue my storytelling, and let me share with you briefly about my challenges. So in the month of December I joined for my PhD with an investment of 10,000, and I had to produce the printouts of my MBA, and I already published a couple of articles in various competitive magazines, and I also published some articles in the Northeast India. I think in the year 1991 to 1993 I used to write contribute articles. So I submitted the printouts of my articles, and then I went to guide and paid 10,000 and joined for PhD in the month of December 2007. 2008 February rules were changed, and I was lucky that I joined by 2007. If I delayed by a few days, I wouldn't have got the opportunity to join for PhD, and also I wouldn't have had money to pay because the fee was hiked and rules were changed in the month of January 2008. So friends, from this the message is very simple. When you get opportunities, avail them, don't delay. Let me repeat, when you get opportunities, avail the opportunities, don't delay, don't delay, because the similar opportunities might not come. So when you get opportunities, you have to avail. That's how I availed for admission for my Ph.D. and all the qualifications I earned through private education and not through regular education. And so then I joined for PhD in the year 2007, and 2011 I got my PhD in soft skills. Then 2010 I made a debut as an author in the year 2010, and I published 53 books, and I published more than 300 research papers, and I published more than 1,000 articles, and I was a contributor for Entrepreneur magazine. I still serve on the editorial boards of various international magazines and journals, especially DLO of Emerald, then again JVPL. So all these things I did within a span of 14 to 15 years. So friends, because life is limited in this world, so you must know how to utilize your time. You must avail the opportunities and avoid complaining, avoid criticizing, avoid condemning. Life is a gift, and keep moving and keep rocking. And then again what happened, and then I published 53 books. All are of different genre. In the sense, I started as a non-fiction author. I published about personality development, and then mindfulness, diversity, education, training, executive coaching. Then I decided to write a book tentatively titled Survivor, which is a memoir. That is again a different area. So this book titled Survivor is the book title I'm planning to publish, not now, in the near future. So this book talks about my brain stroke, my health challenges, betrayal, and how I was let down by family members. So all those things I would like to share with the people through storytelling. So the title is Survivor. So this is the apt, but it will have a different subtitle also. So this is briefly about my books, my love for books, or my fascination for books. I love books. I don't have friends. If there are any friends, they are only my books. Books are my friends. I wake up every day morning 4 o'clock, night 10 o'clock I sleep. Throughout the day I work very hard, and afternoon I take a break for some time. So that's how I lead my life. So this is briefly about my biography. So I am planning to publish a documentary, but again I don't have any sponsors. If anyone comes forward and sponsors my biography, so I'll be very happy, and I'll be very much excited, because my book is not a straight line. It's full of more of downs rather than ups, but I want to inspire the humankind. This is Jefferson Community Center. Okay, now I am returning. I think it will take around 30 minutes to return. Already 44 minutes now. So now I'll move on to the next one. So I'll talk briefly about my philosophy. Just a moment. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Very cold in Seattle. I think for a week I'll continue. Later on it's very difficult. Right now it's very cold, slightly drizzling. I'm rubbing both my hands to create friction, heat over the I can hold my smartphone. Luckily, my wife is with me. She's holding my. So I request you to consider subscribing to my channel. So now I'll talk briefly about uh, my philosophy. As I said, I create my own models, methods, frameworks, perspectives, and philosophy. So I write whatever comes to my mind to impact positively for the world. So that's what I do it. So a month ago, an idea flashed on my mind to write my own philosophy. So I felt very much excited with the thought, but I was not able to type. So immediately upon reaching home, then I scribbled on my desktop, philosophy, because what I do usually, I used to make notes regularly since my childhood, but for the last 4 years I am not able to type and I am not able to eat with my right hand, very challenging. So but what I do is that I usually capture my ideas, and for me a short pencil is better than a long memory. So people have lots of ideas. People have got around 8 billion people are there. So globally, I think there are around 8 billion people across the world. So 8 billion people have their own 8 billion ideas and 8 billion stories, right? So what we have to do is we have to capture the idea. So I have the habit of writing the things. When I write, what happens? I'm persevere a lot. So you have to write down. When you write down, that means what? A short pencil is better than a long memory. That's one thing. Second thing, you take things very seriously and you work on them. Of course, in my case, I work at my own pace, and that's what I do it. And then again, then I take things forward, in the sense, whenever I grab an idea, then I capture the idea and I'll execute them effectively, but at my own pace. That's how I do it. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So I take first step. Not only that, but I'm proactive. I take the first step, and also I write an idea. Then again I execute them. Then I will persevere. I persist. So this is the process I usually follow for anything. Then I googled Professor M.S.Rao's philosophy. Then it came in the Google. Professor M.S.Rao's philosophy used to emphasize that health first, education second, and health third. And he harnesses technology. So when I got the first result on Google, I was very much excited. I felt it's a power of universe. It was an aha moment in my life, because usually when I type something, we don't get it, but luckily we got the same thing, because and it came in the first page, and the first result, Professor M.S.Rao's philosophy. So then I searched further next pages from front to last, because I don't want to lose any important information. Then I already came to know that I mentioned about Socrates and Socrates related stuff. Then I published a 3-filter test in my books, and also shared during my training programs. Then I also published a research paper on Stoicism, and I like Stoic philosopher. I mean Marcus Aurelius. I admire him. He was a Roman general, and he wrote meditations. So very long back. So to write is always better. So when you find time, it's nice. Utilize your time in that way. So I started exploring. Then I created a couple of quotes Then I collected some information related to Professor M.S. Rao's philosophy. Then I saved all the links of my philosophy, then Stoicism research paper, then various aspects related to three filter test. Then I saved on my document, and then I created a template to interview me. So like that I persevere a lot, and I did it. Then again, when I googled, then I came to know that Socrates is known as the father of philosophy. So I was very much excited. Then I thought, let me work from the perspective of Socrates. And Socrates' quote is, an unexamined life is not worth living. That means you have to examine your life. That's what said Socrates. That was about Socrates. And so then again I was thinking in which direction I had to go. Then I thought, I love education, and I love leadership, then again strategy, like that various things. Then finally I felt, let me explore from the perspective of educational philosophy to start with. But again I'm not clear in which direction I have to go, but I started. Then I started requesting people to interview me. I created a template. So it takes time. I still do a lot of research about my philosophy, and hopefully I'll publish my own philosophy through a book, and this will be I think the final book in my life. So like that, so lots of ideas are there. My health is not permitting. When my health permits, everything will fall into the place, and I'll be very choosy, and I'll work only limited projects that impacts, because my time on this beautiful planet is limited. I am already 61, so 62 running now. So that's why I want to do whatever is possible. Earlier when I was young, whatever was coming I was doing. Now I am very clear of what I am doing, so I will do in a systematic manner at my own pace, with a thorough research. Then I will publish a book on my philosophy. So a lot of research will happen, and then I also check a couple of philosophies like dogmatism, nihilism, then stoicism, like that. So many types of philosophies are there. So I want to create my own philosophy, because anyhow I am a researcher, I am very curious and creative. So I create my own philosophy so that I can add value and impact humankind. Then again, every philosophy, every leadership involves appreciation and criticism, and I take both equally. If someone criticizes, I don't mind. I take feedback, then I improve myself. That's how I do it. But at the same time, I don't compromise my core principles and philosophies. So little bit of things I will adapt by taking feedback, then I will keep moving. That's what I'm planning to do, and I'm planning to publish my own philosophy. So this is briefly about my philosophy. So friends, I'm exhausted, so I think it will take 20 minutes to reach home. Okay, now next I will talk about Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. As I told you that I create my own models, methods, philosophies, rules. So I will briefly talk about Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. This is the rule I have created. Professor M.S. Rao's philosophy. Here how I got the idea of Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule is that I joined Indian Air Force when I was every day morning I would get up in the Indian Air Force. Then I used to go for a health run with my colleagues. So I became an early bird. That was the first step in my life. And second thing was that I've been waking up since 2007 at morning 4 o'clock. That is the second aspect. Third thing is that I believe in acquiring my knowledge and sharing my knowledge. Then I also believe in learning, unlearning and relearning. So because of these factors, I started creating Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. This Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule I started on October 31st, 2004. Why I had created on October 31st in Seattle was that because I'm in Seattle at that time. Now also I'm in Seattle only. So that date, that is October 31st, 4th, October 31st was unique in 4 aspects in my life. First thing was that was my date of birth. Second thing was that I was born on Thursday too. Third thing, we celebrated Halloween day on October 31st. And fourth thing was that we celebrated Diwali across the world. Because of these 4 aspects, I started Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. Then I released a teaser trailer also tentatively. So lots of work is in the progress. So let me explain about this Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. So daily morning I wake up at morning 4 o'clock. I create my own ideas and insights and add value. And throughout the day I generate content, create content, generate content. At the end of the day I remove unwanted things from my files and folders. Precisely I am the creator, I am the generator and I am the destroyer. So morning 4 o'clock I wake up and I used to write. And of course for the last 4 years I am not able to write with my right hand. That's a different problem. So that's what I do it. And throughout the day I generate. That means in the sense I connect the dots. I connect my diversified experience of 43 years and I am 61 plus. So I have observed people. So it includes my 43 years of diversified experience and also my observation in my life. So all those things I connected and share with the people. That's what I do it. That is generating. Third thing what I do was that before going to bed in the night, what I would do, I would create a to-do list. What I have to do for the next day morning. So I already prepare and program my subconscious mind what I have to do. So when I give commands to my subconscious mind with a to-do list of the key things, then what happens? I sleep over. Next day morning automatically I get results. So this technique you can unlock the power of subconscious mind and you can be healthy. That's one thing. And also you can overcome some diseases. If you believe in the power and if you believe in the power of subconscious mind, then really you will be able to lead a very happy life. So this is my day. That's how I do it, with a to-do list. So every day morning when I wake up, I take up usually 3 tasks, important tasks, and I work on them seriously and sincerely, and I will resolve the problems. If I can't resolve, then I keep them pending for the next day. That's how I do it. But I take the most important task early morning because I am very fresh with fresh ideas. Because I am starting the day on a clean slate with positive vibrations. So I started following this method. So in this way I resolve some of my problems in my life by following this. Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule works in many ways. It encourages you to wake up every day morning at 4 o'clock. And it encourages you to be mindful. And you can, when you follow Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule, You can integrate your mental, physical, spiritual, all kinds of energies, so you can unlock creativity, and also you can get a lot of joy by following Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. So still I am doing a lot of research, and I am also requesting some people to invite me to interview me about my Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. Now I am standing here at the junction. Then I will start my story. It's very painful and stressful to hold my smartphone with my left hand, but what to do? We can't do it. So when I am passionate about something, I don't mind for any pain. Passion is the key. When you are passionate about what you are doing, you love what you are doing. So I love what I do it. I am passionate about sharing my knowledge. I am holding my smartphone because of my passion, despite challenges. So just I am waiting at the junction because here rules are very strict. This is the junction. So I am standing here. Yeah, we got a clearance. So we crossed the junction, and I'll share with you about Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. This Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule is good in many aspects, and when you follow, there are lots of advantages following Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. You can check dementia, you can check decision fatigue, you can check depression, and so lots of advantages of following Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule. And people have Alzheimer's disease in USA, so which is related to dementia. So when you follow Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule, so you can check your dementia, decision fatigue, and depression. You will be mindful, and you will lead from the front. So this is briefly about Professor M.S. Rao's 4M rule, and I encourage you to go for walking, or you can go for meditation, or go for swimming. And I was a gold medalist in swimming in the year 2007. I was a district first in swimming in the year 2007 in swimming. So you can go for swimming, but if you don't have a swimming pool, so you can do other things. If you go for swimming, it's good. Why? Because your entire body is entire body gets worked out because you are floating in the water. So you can holistic results when you swim. After brain shock also, for 3 months I went for swimming in the summer. So there is a slight improvement, not a dramatic improvement, some improvement. So you can go for swimming. Otherwise, you can go for meditation. All that you have to do is take a mat, go to a serene place, and do meditation, and it helps a lot. Meditation you can do. You can also do yoga. So like there's so many things you do it. You can follow creative hobbies, some activities, and so like this, so many things you can do it. You can also go for walking. That's what I do it. I don't have two-wheeler, I don't have four-wheeler. I get ideas mostly by walking. So I get ideas, that's one thing. And I can overcome my back pain, and I'll be active and energetic. So after the brain stroke, I have recovered to some extent because of my walking. Of course, currently I'm not able to walk confidently after the brain stroke because I still have problem with my right leg. I think it will be all right. So these are all the things you can do it, so that you can enjoy your life. You can check mental illness. You can emphasize mental health globally. All people, whether they are baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, all people have health challenges. Mental illness is very challenging. People think it is a stigma, but the fact is that people have challenges, and no stigma as such. If there is any problem, people have any depression, they have to share with their friends, colleagues, or the confidential people, so that they will help you and they will care for you. So we have to emphasize on mental health globally, and these are all the things related to Professor M.S.Rao's 4am rule. And there are some leaders like Bob Iger, the Disney CEO. He wakes up at 4 o'clock, and Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 every day more. Some leaders, they wake up early. I wake up in the morning 4 o'clock. So this is how we can wake up, we can impact. So when you wake up in the morning, the main advantage is that your energy levels are very high. You will be productive and creative, and you can avoid distractions. You can focus clearly on your goals and objectives, and you can get huge dividends. So these are all the advantages of waking up in the morning. At the same time, I don't force the people. Why? Because some people work at different time zones. Some people work in the night. They are not night owls. They work at their own way. Some people work remote, some people work hybrid, some people work at different time zones. So it's not possible. We can't force the people, but it is advisable to be an early bird to get the advantages from following Professor M.S.Rao's 4am rule. And this is a body clock or circadian clock. So everyone has a body clock, and we call it a circadian rhythm. So in my case, what I do, I wake up in the morning 4 o'clock, and night 10 o'clock I sleep, and afternoon I take break. I sleep for some time so that I can recharge my energy. That's what I do it. This is my body clock. That's how I do it. So everyone has their own body clock, but the clear message is very simple and straight. You have to wake up in the morning so that you can get benefits. So these are all the advantages. Now I am reaching my home, 1 hour 10 minutes. So I will give you a couple of messages at the end. So now, my way of teaching or sharing my knowledge is very simple and straight and systematic. So what I do is, I introduce myself, then I share with you about, I shared with you about my life journey. Then I shared about the interview. I template responded. Then again I shared my philosophy of life. Then I shared with you about Professor M.S.Rao's 4am rule. So these are all the things I shared with you in this video. So this is the way I teach or I share with the world. This is my method of teaching or sharing the knowledge. So this is how I do it. This is my basic template, because after I became a professor and then I started following particular pattern. Sometimes I take liberty and I take liberty from the structure and I deviate here and there, but then again I revert back to my own teaching or training process. So now, so friends, you can hear the sounds of aircraft. So now I reached home. So what I will do is, so friends, now here are the final messages. So friends, life is beautiful, life is amazing, life is a miracle, life is a gift, life is full of possibilities. Enjoy every moment of your life. People often think about their unpleasant past that which will never come back. People think excessively about the future that can't be predicted. So what you have to do is learn to live in the present. It's a gift. And especially in view of after the brain stroke, I changed my philosophy and mindset. So I'm trying to live in the present so that as far as possible I'll impact humankind and make a difference. And this is the final message. And I thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I request you to consider subscribing to YouTube channel, because some of my stories are shared with their networks, then we can build a better world. Together we will build a better world. Practice gratitude with gratitude.